everyone, and welcome to News and Views for September the 25th, 2025. Careening towards the end of September already, I can hardly believe it. A couple of really special events coming up. Tomorrow in Neepawa is Indigenous Culture Day. We've observed this the last few years with events at the Flats organized by Arts Forward. So that is this year going to be happening tomorrow, starting at 9:30 with the first powwow demonstration. There will be booths throughout the Flats, another one demonstration at 1 p.m. and sort of just lots to take in down there. There will be tons of kids from the schools going through. Just a really, really special event that they've been putting on the past few years towards the end of September as we can. And then, of course, September 30th, which is next Tuesday, is now a day off in observation of Orange Shirt Day or National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Also this weekend, you can take in the Tangled Threads Quilt Show. This is happening at the Legion this year. So it is on Friday night from 2 to 7, you can get in there, or Saturday from 10 to 3 to go and check that out. Lots of beautiful art on display, draws, sales, all kinds of stuff happening there to check out this weekend. So on to today's show. A couple of fun and not so fun things here for you today. First of all, we sat down with Helen Drysdale, who was talking to us about the Beautiful Plains Museum. And really the crisis in volunteerism that they're seeing and that a lot of us are seeing. In order for the museum to continue running, they need people to step up, volunteer, be on that board. So we had a really good conversation about how these people are needed in the community to keep running the Beautiful Plains Museum, as well as other local organizations such as NACTV, and what it looks like to volunteer for something like that, the roles that a person can take, and the commitment that they can make, whether they are available one day a month, once a week, whatever they want to do. If they want to do archiving, if they want to do cleaning, if they just want to help with finance, whatever, there's a role for everybody. So we had a conversation about that I think is really important for people to check out. And then we were also down at the Yellowhead last weekend, lots going on last weekend, but this in particular is kind of a new thing that they've been doing. This was Girls Hockey Day. So I had a conversation with Carla Hakowicz, who helped organize this, about what Girls Hockey Day is, which allows mentorship. It allows skills development for female hockey players using all female mentors, which I thought was just fantastic. So we got a good conversation there, a few clips of the girls playing on the ice, and looking forward to seeing that continue into the future. Now, if you have anything going on, please let us know, or if you are able, please feel free to film these events yourselves, even just on your cell phone. We are certainly able to use that footage. There are a few of us, and there are many things that we would like to cover. So volunteers for the station are incredibly important to film those events that, for whatever reason, we just cannot get to. We would love to be everywhere, but sometimes that is not possible. But with your help, we can do as much as we can. Thanks. So if you want to reach us, you can get us at NACTV at WCGWave.ca or 204-476-2639. Thanks and enjoy the show.
Well, it's a good thing you're sitting.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Chat. I am today's host, Rain Pryor. With me today is Helen Drysdale, the immediate past chair of the Beautiful Plains Museum. Mm-hmm. And today we're talking of something very serious, actually, about the museum and about volunteerism. So, why don't you just kind of tell me about what the situation is there right now?
Well, volunteers are very critical and very vital to museums and many organizations. You know that, being on different organizations. And we, in the past number of years, we've had trouble recruiting volunteers for different reasons. A lot of it started during our COVID years, and that seemed to start things off. And it's been difficult. We a lot of our older volunteers, long-term volunteers, have aged out, and recruiting new ones has been very difficult. 2 weeks ago, I was in Brandon at the Westman community meetings. There were 16 museums represented, and we have an opportunity to stand up and give a little presentation of what our year's been like and challenges and whatnot. And all the museums talked about lack of volunteers and lack of board members. It's a big issue with all of them. And unfortunately, some museums in the last few years in Manitoba have closed because of lack of volunteers and board members. So,
and that's kind of what we're facing here now. That's kind of where the point we've reached is that I think you have run out of board members, basically.
Yeah. I mean, we're not alone in this. A lot of organizations are disbanding now for lack of volunteers.
Yeah.
So, but a museum needs volunteers and needs board members. And that's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm. So has the board now officially dissolved?
No. They are continuing till our annual meeting. Our annual meeting is the first week in November, I believe.
Okay.
And we're having a community meeting on September the 9th at the museum.
October the 9th.
Oh, October. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. October the 9th. And we're hoping to get a lot of community members out.
Yeah.
And hopefully some of them will decide to join our board and go from there. And a new board would be instated in November.
Right. And I think your current board members, it's not lack of interest that you're losing them.
No. There's health issues and age issues. They've been on it for a long time and just want to do some of their own projects.
Yeah.
So, yes.
And I think we can talk a little bit about the value of the museum in the community.
Yes.
I think that's something you can talk probably for an hour about, and the people who visit it and the importance of that.
Oh, we have so many people from around the world. We have Germany and Australia and South Africa. Like, it's quite amazing. A lot from the States. And we have a lot of Manitobans and Canadians too that visit the museum. We have a lot of people that their grandfather or father were born and raised in Neepawa, and they left Neepawa to go further afield, and they're coming back for history. They want to see the pictures of the community their parents were raised in. They want to see some of the history, and many times, if they're older families, we have a lot of their grandparents or parents' artifacts in the museum, as well as pictures if they were on sports teams or choirs or, just that kind of thing. I think the museum is a benefit for the community in many ways. First of all, it brings us back to our roots. Like, all those objects or artifacts, whatever you want to call them, in our museum, they came from the founding families that came to Beautiful Plains. At one time it was the County of Beautiful Plains. That's how we got our name.
Yeah.
So, and they came here, and it tells their stories. It's not just an artifact. It tells the stories of our museum and how they were challenged, So many of the later immigrants, the first immigrants were a lot of English and Scottish, and they tended to have a bit more money when they came over. But the later immigrants, the Ukrainians and Polish and Hungarians and those people, they came without money.
Yeah.
And it was hard work, and their stories are in our museum.
Yeah. I think that is one of the things about a community museum that is different from when you go to, see a museum in the city where they have artifacts from around the world and different sections and things. This shows our story.
Yes.
This is a story of our area and our people and the way we lived, going back to before settlers were here.
Yes.
Like, it goes far beyond that.
Oh, it goes far beyond our settlers. That's so true. We have to remember whose land we actually live on.
Yeah.
And their stories. And we have some of their stories at our museum. We've been trying to be more inclusive and not just tell the story of the first settlers that came. And we have bison skull downstairs, and we've done the story on why the bison became extinct. It's a very important story, and it's a story that a lot of people don't know. So that's an important story to tell. Especially our children.
Yeah.
And our, the little ones that come. We do a lot of school tours. I love the school tours. And the children have no idea what it was like for the first original Aboriginal people. Also for the first settlers that came.
Also for you and me.
Yeah, well, I'm not quite as removed as you are, because I came from a part of Saskatchewan that was the last part to get electricity. So as a child, I remember the wood stove. I remember coal oil lamps. I remember no running water.
Yeah.
So I love to tell the stories to children about that. They have no idea, for the most part. When we go to the log cabin room, what we call our log cabin room, it's 9 by 13. Most first cabins were 12 by 14s. So there's not much difference. So I tell them the story. This is what you would have lived in, all of you. If you had a large family, you all lived in this little place. And I tell them about some of the stories that I was told to when I worked as a nurse's aide many, many years ago.
Yeah.
Mrs. Nickard talks about living in a sod home. And your sod homes were very warm in the winter and cool in the summer. They were much different than the log cabins. But their roofs were made of sod. So when it rained, it didn't rain the first day, it rained the second day. And so everything was wet in their house. And, she tells a story of what they called porridge. Porridge was really basically boiled wheat back then, and it takes a little while to boil wheat until it's soft. So Mom would put it on the stove in a pot at nighttime, and then in the morning when she started the stove again, she'd finish cooking it. But that night, the rain had come through, and Mom forgot to put the lid on her pot. So there was mud in the porridge, but because they were so poor, they ate it anyway. Yeah. I mean, it's hard for children to believe these kind of stories.
Yeah.
How their ancestors came through, with the hardships that they have, and living in this little wee space. Mrs. Nickard also talks about her sisters and her slept underneath the table, and her baby brother slept on top of the table in a wood box, because there isn't a lot of room.
Yeah.
So, yes. So those stories are important, and I think it gives children a sense of identity, where they came from. I really believe that.
It's really important not to forget our history.
Yes.
In a broad sense, but also a local sense.
Yeah.
How things became the way they are.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and how hard they worked. So those stories I feel are important, and I feel that we need museums to tell this story.
So with this sort of volunteerism, and I'm calling it a crisis because it really
is
for
a
you
crisis.
And for several other people as well. What is the impact of that lack of volunteers on the operations of the museum?
Well, our museum is in very good standing. We have continued to upgrade it every year. We had a new roof in 2014. All the bricks have been restored. They were painted at one time, and it doesn't allow them to breathe, so they were all stripped by professionals and stained. Most of the lights in the museum have been replaced by better quality LED lights.
Yeah.
And some of the rooms have been repainted and whatnot. So the museum building in itself is in good shape. Our rooms have been cleaned a lot, and displays have been redone. So that way we have been in good standing. We've been very successful at getting grants to help with some of these projects and getting a grant for our student in the summer. We've had some amazing summer students. We truly have.
I know you had some fantastic programs this summer. That's really innovative, like that night of museum stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So in that way, our museum is doing well, and we're financially secure. However, we need the volunteers. We need board members.
And if without people, you don't open the doors.
The doors cannot open if we don't have board members and volunteers for different projects. So
that's kind of where it stands. That is what you're facing. Right now. So what do you hope will come of this public meeting that you're having, and also this conversation that we're having?
I'm hoping that we're able to attract some new board members. For a lot of the older families in Neepawa, this is their grandparents and great-grandparents' items in this museum. This is their history. So I'm hoping some of the older families will step up, have younger members step up. And newcomers, goodness, if you're a retiree, and retirees have so many different skills. If you're a history lover,
and for newcomers, that story is being added now to the museum. That our story is not over. Our history continues.
And this summer we had two students that were doing volunteering for an extra credit at school. And it was amazing to have them. And I'm hoping that they can maybe do that again next year to help with that. But, and people worry about volunteering. A lot of times you might only volunteer once a year for a specific thing. I mean, we think of volunteers as dusting the artifacts. But sometimes they do.
They gotta get dusted. But
more often it's to help with setting up a display or sewing tags on sessioning articles or cleaning saddles. We have saddles that they didn't get done this summer, saddles that need to be cleaned and polished with the proper stuff, or our silverware. So our silverware needs to be cleaned.
So there's like a variety of skill sets that are needed for this.
Yes.
A place for everybody, really.
There is a place for everyone. There
Whether
truly
you like
is.
silver or paperwork or or leather.
Place for gardeners. There's a place for people that like to do research. And
let's just dig in a little bit to the role of a board member and what is sort of expected of a board member.
Well, we have 11 meetings a year usually. We never have a board meeting in December, so that's a bonus. And the occasional time we have another one, but it's to make decisions about the museum for the most part. What are we going to look at this year at replacing or fixing or whatnot?
Keep the maintenance up.
To keep it up in good standing. What about fundraising? You can be on a different committee. You can be the secretary and take care of that kind of thing, or it's whatever your strong suit is. We have someone on our board that likes research. So when somebody emails us and says, I'd like to find out about this family that used to be in Neepawa, so she can do that research.
Right.
That's her job. So,
So
whatever your strong
passion projects too.
Yes. Yes, everybody has a different skill set, and if we can use those skill sets.
I know you've had a very long history with the museum yourself.
Yes, I have. And my husband before me did too, so.
So you are stepping away from the board role, the chair role, but probably not stepping away entirely from the museum.
I'm stepping away from the board, from the chair, but also from the board, but I would love to be able to help with a new board so they have guidance. But I really love to be able to do the school tours. There are certain things I'd like to just be a volunteer at, and one of them is the school tours.
Yeah. So I just want to reiterate the date of that meeting, which was October the 9th.
October the 9th.
What time?
The museum will be open at 6 o'clock. If anyone wants to come and take a peek, if you haven't been to the museum for a long time, to come and take a little tour.
It's fun.
And 7 o'clock is the meeting.
Okay, so 7 o'clock, October 9th, which is, I believe, a Thursday.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We'd love to see lots of people out.
Oh, yes.
You know, even if you're just kind of seeing where you might fit in.
Yeah.
You don't have to commit to anything at that point. Just kind of
come and see what we have, you
Yeah.
know. Come and take a peek. And
I remember the first time I returned to the museum after not having seen it in a long time. And I'm like, oh, it'll probably be a few dusty things here and there. Oh, it was fascinating.
Yeah.
All the really interesting stuff, right up to like the first computers and stuff. Like, it's not just, you know, the bison skull, which is awesome, and the old apothecary stuff, and then log cabin. But it does go forward to, I mean, it made me feel a little old, but but it's really cool to see that stuff and understand the story that's being told in the museum is a story through time. It's not a
Yes.
frozen moment. It is.
Yes. Yes.
It is telling
very
those
much
stories.
So. Yes.
So, just, you know, I want to wrap up talking about your favorite things about working at the museum.
Oh, you know, let me just say my non-favorite thing was doing the grants, but everything else was favored. I really liked, I liked all the things that I did there. I truly do have a love for the museum, and I believe it's a wonderful community asset. I do hope that we have some new people to step up and become board members. I think the museum is a vital asset to our community.
Yeah.
And I hope that it will run in the future. But for myself at the moment, I need to spend some more time with family, and I have some hobbies that need to be worked on. So I just want to step down for a short while, but still be a volunteer.
Yeah.
So
And what happens if no volunteers step up? Like, what happens with the museum?
well, if no volunteers step up, the museum is situated on town property, so we turn the keys over to the town.
And who knows what happens after that?
And who knows what happens after that.
So I think hopefully people are inspired to keep our museum alive in any way that they can help out.
Yes.
Again, October 9th, starting at 6 p.m., meetings at 7.
Yes.
Go to the museum and check it out.
Hope to see you all there.
Thank you so much for joining me today and talking about this really important topic about volunteerism.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me and spreading the word that the museum is in a crisis.
Yeah. Thank all of you for joining us here, and we hope to see you at the museum.
the end of the season last year in, I think it was April, and just trying to grow our female hockey program, not only in Neepawa, but like surrounding areas. We have lots of people here from Minnedosa, Gladstone, Loomis, all the way from Vernon. We have some from Brandon. So just trying to grow the sport, yeah.
And see, there's lots of people here.
Yes, it's been a very successful day. We have 60 girls actually signed up, and we had to turn off our registration, so I think we might have had more. But very successful. I think if we had more ice time, we could have it even more. But we're trying to throw it together before season starts, and we only had this kind of spot.
There was not a lot of ice time before anything started this year.
Yeah, so it's been
For sure.
It was nice to find a day that we could put it together.
So is it sort of skills development play?
Yeah, so they each get a 1 hour on ice skill development practice. They got a half-hour dry land with Katie Ray Byram, and the lunch was provided in their registration fee, which we were able to keep super low at $20 a participant due to
amazing.
Our minor hockey board agreeing to pay for ice time too. The girls got to go away with a swag bag full of some girls hockey things, and and so then they each get 1 hour on ice game where it's broken into their age groups. So yeah, so right now we have like a U7 going, so this would be like your first year or second year hockey. Then we have U9 going, which is like your third, fourth year if you're playing. And then after this we'll have a U11, U13 team. More players that come out.
And that'll probably be full ice for that age grade. Yeah.
So we'll take this down. We've had Drew Phillips and Shayna Rempel are our on ice leaders this year, along with U15 girls that have donated their time. 6 girls from that, and then we had Cassandra, our rec director. She came out. Right. She's a goalie, so she worked with we had one girl that is a full-time goalie, so she worked with a full-time goalie. And then Jessica Withers, who's a hometown girl from Neepawa who played AAA hockey, and she's back teaching in the area, so she offered to do it. So we tried to keep it all girl-ran day.
And so how big is the girls hockey program in Neepawa and also kind of in Manitoba?
In Neepawa, I would say that we have a good following of girls at a young age. We also have a U18 girls this team here, and we're able to roster on ice a U13 girls team here, but sometimes we don't have enough girls at an age, so then they have to go to other towns. So we have some girls going to Minnedosa for U11 this year. I would say since I played way back in the day that girls hockey has definitely come full circle. Way more girls involved in this. To see that we have this many girls right now on the ice from just kind of Neepawa area is huge. So hopefully in like the years to come we can roster teams.
It's great to see. So there is a league within the province within the school system?
There's a rural Manitoba female hockey league that you can specifically play in. What we find is that we would be able to ice the U9 team here with just girls only, but it's all South number 1. So we're driving a far way. So we're choosing, every member I guess is choosing to do a co-ed, and then we have a tournament team that goes U9 that we also roster to go to tournaments. So trying to keep the girls together throughout the year doing side tournaments is kind of how we approach.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been great. And to see this many girls out is way more than I ever thought for today. We ran this in April and we only had 33 girls. And so this time Wednesday that we had to...
It's like twice that, at least.
And turning off registration, right? I think we could have had likely maybe more, and I think word have gotten out that it's a good day. So the girls have all been together. It's been nice, and having the older girls has been huge to help being team leaders. The youth 18 girls that have come out, it's been good.
That's awesome. So what do you want people to kind of know about girls hockey?
Well, hockey in general, right? Like it's not just the boys' sport. There's girls out there. When you look, our girls, their role models now are playing in the PWHL, right? And to see that they have a league to follow or to aspire to is huge. We're seeing all those girls out there. So it's nice.
Because you used to not see any women playing professional hockey, and now...
Right? And now they have their own league. So, that's pretty awesome for these girls to see see and watch, and hopefully watch on TV.
Yeah, and we've had, hometown girls go very
Yes,
far.
For sure. And yeah, like to aspire that they could go play AAA or they stay local and make our club grow is kind of the hope. But if they want to go outside, that's fine.